All right, Brad, thank you for sitting down. Give me a little bit about the steps that you guys took with the Fain Signature Group to get this project in motion with the Northern Arizona Suns. What were some of the first steps?
Well, the first steps that we took were, we started last summer. And when we got full control of the management of the building, we kind of looked around and we figured out, we did a study to what's going to make this building work. We didn't have a hockey team anymore, but we needed economics and nights. And the study said we needed to have at least one major tenant, and ideally we need two major tenants. And so we looked around the state, and there was really only a couple options for well-known established organizations, and one being the Phoenix Suns, the other one being the Arizona Coyotes. And so we reached out to the Suns, and we knew they were a part of a D-League, and there was some interest, and there was some speculation on what they were going to do with their D-League. And so we actually toured the building with them last summer. I want to say it was September. And we toured the whole area. We kind of gave them the lay of the land. Everything was going well. They were still not certain what they were going to do with their D-League at that point in time, but they were leaning towards moving it to Arizona. And then about the end of October, beginning of November, we got the call that said, we're probably going to move the D-League, but we don't want to be in Prescott Valley. We're going to try to find a home in Phoenix. And so our conversations ended at that point. And then it was about the end of February, they called us back and said, we ran into some challenges in Phoenix. We can't find the ideal arena that we need to play in that the D-League itself would accept. And so they re-engaged us, and they said, here's the deal. We need to find a place to play, and we've got a couple weeks to get it done in because we have to announce our calendar and our scheduling for next season because we want to play next year. And so we just got everybody together. We engaged them. And, they knew that we were in the Chapter 11 process with the building, and that threw a whole bunch of other criteria and circumstances into the equation. And we just all worked really hard for about 3 weeks, and we got this thing done.
Now, part of your comments from the podium dealt with the existing staff here in the arena, the supporting businesses, Kitchens Inc., the ones that have maintained tenancy here and have worked in here day in and day out. Talk a little bit about the roles the staff here is going to be playing. We know the roles that they're playing with the Sundogs, the former tenant here. Will the D-League be coming in and with their own staff, to your knowledge? Are they going to be able to utilize the folks that are here? What's the hiring process going to be for staff here? Are they going to need security? Well, I guess what I'm asking is the economic impact to the area. We know what a team will bring as far as ticket sales and things, but as far as support staff, how will that be affected?
Sure, that's a great question. So my comments to the staff were, the group that hung around. They could have all left. They probably all should have left. I mean, in reality, it was the recession was going on. It didn't look good, but they stuck it out. So I just wanted to give them some recognition for, putting their heart and passion into this thing and believing there was a brighter day. And they did. And they took all the lumps that came at them, and they made it happen. Now, going forward, the Suns are in charge of, their act, if you will. We're a building. And we provide a venue. We're renting them the space. And so what we'll do is what all buildings do. So we'll have our concessions. So the whole concession staff will be there. It'll have to be ramped up because it'll be bigger events with the Suns. We'll provide all the building personnel, security, staff, vomitory, ushers, box office folks. They'll all be building employees, if you will. And then the Suns will bring their whole organization here, just like with the hockey club. So they'll have their front office, which is all the business. So that'll be the guys and gals that are out marketing, selling tickets, selling advertising, putting the production on, if you will.
Yes.
And then they'll have all their basketball guys, Bubba, the general manager. So he'll be working the players and the practices and all of that. So there'll probably be some opportunities with the Suns to be in their front office and the selling side. It'll be a sales job. And for the building, we're probably going to have to staff back up. We have a skeleton of 6 full-timers that are working right now, and there's about 45 to 50 guys and gals that are on standby for when we have events that come in. So we may have to add, 1 or 2 full-timers, and then obviously when the events are here, we'll be doing our part-time guys.
It was good to see with this press conference some of the faces that we've seen here over the years, season ticket holders, event staff, building staff. So The excitement is there. The entire community, this part of the state, is anxious to come back to events here in the Prescott Valley Event Center. So it goes to show the work you and your team have done to really make sure this community gets what we're wanting, and we want to get really fired up about cheering for another hometown team. Now, Mr. Turner, the league president, spoke to the schedule and what you mentioned as far as the not the rush, but the urgency to get the signatures all signed and the ink dry on contracts, because they will be coming in for next fall. And he mentioned November. What can you speak to, or do you have any information on the actual schedule? How many games they play per season in home? What are their home stands like? 2-3 games? Is it a single game per week type of thing?
So I think what's going to happen is we've already been working with them behind the scenes, and we had to provide 45 dates for their 24. And the way I understand the D-League works is that in May they will release or announce 8 of those dates to the teams. And so 8 of those dates will be established, and then they work through the summer on coordinating with all the other 22, or in our case 21 teams, to build the schedule. And then it's, I think they start to know in July, but I think they announce it in August, the full schedule.
Solidify the
schedule, solidify the dates.
So we as fans can start marking down our calendars
exactly.
in the summer, so we lock away those days.
Hopefully in May they'll announce 8 of them, so you can lock in those dates, and then say August you can lock in the rest. And the way the league runs, that I understand, is they have 26 home games. We get 24 in our building, and then each team has 2 games that they play. It's kind of like an all-star weekend.
Yeah.
But it's not every team plays, so it's not a select few that play. So they all go there with 2 games to play, and they showcase the D-League. So they go to usually very big cities.
Yeah.
So like they'll go to Vegas because they're going to have all 22 teams there, plus the hotels and all that. They have to accommodate 22 teams. But they'll all play like 2 or 4 games that go against their home and away schedule. And so it's just a great showcase of the D-League and bringing all that talent into one city and trying to grow the sport of basketball.
Very nice. And then for, again, optimum for us here in Northern Arizona, Vegas, not that far away.
Not that far, and we get all that great press and advertising of what's happening here. So, I mean, you brought up a really great point. This building is a community asset. No matter who's in control of it or what the situation is, the community needs to embrace it, because we're so fortunate to have it. There's not going to be another one like this in Northern Arizona. I mean, Flag has NAU and what they provide in their facilities, and that's what they're going to have. And we have this, and they're not going to build another one.
Yeah.
So we need to take care of this thing, and it truly is a community asset that we need to take care of for a long time.
And what was brought out during the press conference and also on the league website is some statistics and percentages of the players that participate in the D-League that actually see or have seen NBA playtime, and it's extremely high. And then, as was brought out, because of our proximity to Phoenix, this is going to be a spot where we're going to see those NBA caliber players playing as they're being developed, as they're rehabbing, things like that. So where other franchises may not be able to see that because the distances and the travel time, we're in an optimum spot to see that quality ball playing, as well as our proximity, a quick little trip down the 17 to see the Phoenix Suns play at the same time. So it's going to be exciting. We're looking forward to it. And Brad, thank you for sitting down for a few minutes. What a great announcement. And the excitement buzzing through the upstairs here at the Prescott Valley Event Center was, you could feel it.
It was a great day. No, I appreciate, thank you for taking the time to have me on for a few words. We're excited. We really are. This is a big turning point for the building and for the community. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see the Suns up here.
Now, really quick, for the building, we have had a long-standing name recognition with its former with the Tim's Toyota Center. Are you searching out a new sponsor, a new name recognition to have the blank arena?
We are, absolutely. So now that we have the Suns and it's been announced, so that's our job right now, step one. And part of our partnership with the Suns, if you will, is that they're going to be helping us to go out and look. Our staff is going to start today looking for a naming rights partner. The Suns are going to assist in that because they have their contacts and their network that can help us. So our goal is to have the building named before the first ball is dropped in November, and we have our first game.
Now, you did, I don't want to keep you too long, but it pops in my head, and that's how my
sure.
weird brain works. You mentioned that you were, and we all knew this as a community, you were searching for a tenant. Ideally, more than one will really support not only the staff, but again, the economic development in the community with the surrounding businesses, the restaurants, the hotels, and things. With it being the 24 home games?
Yeah, 24.
Played in the arena. What's the ideal secondary or additional tenant? So we don't run into conflicts like that. We know you also host a lot of the AIA high school events here, the tourneys. I'm sure that's something to think about, the concerns and the scheduling challenges that the staff has to make sure that we have a compatible co-tenant. Anything out there that you can talk to? Or?
Well, the building was designed for this, and what a great problem to have to work on scheduling, right? So I guess if you looked at just balancing everything out over 12 months, an ideal tenant would be somebody that starts in April and goes through till October. Those are the things like lacrosse and different sports, maybe indoor soccer. But we're not opposed, and we're very aggressively looking for hockey. We know our fans up here want to see hockey again. We've talked to the Suns organization about it, and they're open to it. They're like, absolutely, we get it. In our building, we have 4 tenants, so we get that you need multiple tenants, and we just deal with the scheduling. What that means is if you have basketball and hockey going, you have more staff.
Yes.
Because you have more conversions, and that's good for the economy, and that's more jobs that we're providing out there. So we're absolutely open to a hockey solution as the second tenant, and I think our fans would love it, and it just gives an opportunity for everything to grow.
Yeah.
And the building's built for hockey, so it's hard not to at least keep that prospect alive. Yeah. And next year they're going to do a press release, hopefully in the next month or so, that we have our biggest ice program slated for 16-17 since the Sundogs left. So they've got a great program. They're going to host many college hockey games up here. They've got a tournament. They've got home games being scheduled. They're working with all the universities, both at their Division I level and their club level. And so I think the fans are going to get to see, a half dozen or a dozen home hockey games.
Very nice.
So, and that'll allow youth hockey to take off again. So we're working it. So it'll be fun.
Now, I've had the opportunity and the privilege sitting in that press box over there late nights when the Sundogs were here, when we had hockey in here, and watching the crew at night, the conversion crew going through and whipping this around from a hockey arena, getting ready for a concert or a show of some kind, an exhibition the next day, and watching that crew throw the floor out, move everything around, and right before your eyes see it become a completely different arena. We would like to see that 3-4 nights a week. That would be great if if we can get that other tenant.
It's a great problem to have, isn't it?
Thank you very much. I
Thank
sure
you.
appreciate your
it, Matt.
time.
Thanks. Bye-bye.